Okay, so let's start. So in the bubbling, I will, or maybe I'll create another folder in the JS and I will name the folder as projects. So whatever projects we will do for the JavaScript, I will put inside it. And I will create a new folder, project 0001. So this is our first project in JavaScript. So I just put project 001. And inside 001, I will create a file, and file will be index.html. Inside project 001, I create an index.html file, and I will put the basic structure inside this index.html. And what is the basic structure? Basic structure is like this. So I will be having just a basic structure, and I will name it as project. Yes, project 001 is a folder, and we have the file index.html inside it. Project 0001. I will copy this basic structure at maybe inside the projects, so that next time when I create any new project, I don't have to do the work of writing it again. So I will just put a readme.txt file. I will put it here, so that next time I should not work hard to do this coding. And I will give you in the chat also if you want to copy this part. Okay, so this writing of this line is little awkward, so I will just give you in the chat. So we have the HTML tag, which will end here. We have the head tag, which ends here. We have the title tag, which ends here. We have the meta tag, and we have the style tag. Any CSS style will go inside the style tag. Any JavaScript related things will go into the script tag. Today is not the class for the CSS, so I will not touch this part. Or maybe I can write few CSS style, but which is not for today's project. Today's main concept is we have to understand the JavaScript in this project. So just create this file, and I'll go further. By the time I talk something, you can create a file in the meantime. So this project will start like there will be 3 buttons: add, subtract, and the reset. When I click subtract, it will show, it will decrease the value of 1 to -1, or 1 -1. Let's say it's a 2, it will go to 1. From 1, it will go to 0, like this. And if I add, it will go from 0 to 1, 2, 3, like that. So you will understand more when I will build it. So before writing any JavaScript, I will build some HTML, and you have to do also, once I'm done, you have to copy the HTML. You can also do together with me and to save the time. So initially I will create one div tag. So whenever you create any div tag, it is advisable you should also give the class, so that you can give some CSS to it. Right now we are not giving any CSS, but it is good idea to give the class for each tag, so that you can put the style for it later at the time. So I'll give the class of container. You can name it anything. I just give the container. So this is my main class. If I want to see, I will just put some text. Let's see how it looks in the web browser. So I just created one div tag. I will delete this some text, but just I'm doing it. So to go live this page, I will click the go live button. So if you want to run HTML in the browser, you need to click the go live to start the live server. I'll go live, and then I will take the HTML file here. Okay, we can see some text is here. So now what I will do, I will delete this some text, and I will write some different thing inside it. So this is a simple div tag, which is no brainer. You don't have to work anything to understand what I'm doing. So I will create another div tag I will give the class of counter div. Since it is a counting project, I give the class of counter div, and inside this div I will create the h1 tag, and I will say counter application. So my application name is counter application. That's why I give the name of counter application. So if you want, you can go on writing down this one, or I will also paste it if it is not required. Means if it is not important, I will paste it. But if it is important, you have to definitely type it. So it's better you can type it so that you get a habit of writing. So now I will give the span tag. Span tag is like div tag. So I'll just give the span tag, or I can give the div tag. No worries, no need for span tag. I'll give the class of count. So here I will display the count, whatever the count is there. So let's display. Initially, I will make the count as 0, and whenever user will click the add button, it will go to 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. It will go up and down. And then I will give HR tag. HR as ending closing tag. HR will give the horizontal line. Now I will create another class called div tag with the class of buttons. And here I will create 3 buttons, which I will show you like this. So first will be the button, and I will give the class of subtract. This is the subtract button, and I will give the text of subtract. And I will copy paste this button 2 more times, and I will change the second button to reset, and change the name of the text to reset. And third button I will give the class name of add, and I will give the class text of add. So when someone will click add, I will update this to 1. When someone will click subtract, I will minus this to -1. And if someone reset it, so whatever value is there, it will become 0 here. So this is all about the HTML part. If you have not done it, just write down this HTML part. And once you're done, I will go further. I will give you 1 minute to do this one. Before you write down, let's see how it looks on the browser. So in the browser, you will see I have counter application. I have the subtract, reset, and add button in it. Okay, so this is what I see on the browser. So you can just write down this text. And once you're done, let me know. I will go further. So this is the HTML part of the project, which is done. Now we will write the JavaScript to make the things work. So this is the port 550 you are seeing. If you don't know how to start the live server, you have to install the extension called as the live server. And once you are in the HTML file, you have to click the go live button. And once you click the go live button, then you will see that the browser has opened the page, and this is what you see in the browser. So this is the URL. So this is the default URL which browser gave me, and I can see my application. I will also open the console.log, because when I click this button, I will do something in the console. So you can see it here also. So how to run the page on the browser? You have to just click here, go live, and then it will open the live server, and you can see your page there. Let me know once you're done. This is not the CSS class today, therefore I will not concentrate on the style part. I will only concentrate on the JavaScript part, which I will do it here. Once we will do this project in the vanilla JavaScript, that is the JavaScript, I will do the same project in the React.js. So you can see how to do small project in React, and you can learn something in the new in the React. Okay, I hope many of you have completed this part. If you're not done, do it in along with what I'm doing it. So now we have to write something. When someone clicks the subtract button, I will do something, and someone reset button, I will do something. Someone will click add button, I will do something. So we have to work on that one. So tell me one thing. Yesterday I showed you that when we have multiple buttons, then instead of putting on click for every button, it is better or it is advisable to put the on click on the top div or parent div, and whenever someone will click add, I will be able to access through this div one, because add effect is bubbled up. Whenever I click add, it bubbled up to the parent div, and that is the reason I will not put on click event for each individual button, but I will only put on click for the parent one, and that way I can access any button. So let's write down. So now you tell me how can I access this button? How can I access this element with the class button? What is the statement in JavaScript which I will write to access this button? Anyone? Okay, I got the one answer. Buttons equal to document.querySelector.buttons. So that is correct. So if I want to access this button, I will write down the statement like this: constant buttons equal to document.querySelector. Query selector is the best for selecting any element in vanilla JavaScript, and I will give the buttons class. Since it is a class, I will put dot buttons. So with this way, I can access, with this line, I can access this button div element. Now I want to create another also for this count, because whenever someone changes subtract, reset or add, I want to update this zero value. Since I want to update the zero value, I want to access this div also. So how will you access this div? Can anyone tell me? Okay, I got the answer from someone. Constant count equal to document.query. Like we have created for the buttons, we will do similar thing for this count one. Since we have to update this value from 0 to 1, 2, 3, or from 0 to -1, -2, -3. So I want to access this element also. Initially, I want to access the button element. So I did this line. Now I want to access this element. So I have to write another statement: constant count equal to document.query selector of dot count. Since this is the class, then so I have used the dot count. If this would have been ID, I would have used hash count. So IDs can access through the hash, but class can be accessed through dot. Okay, so right now I will access through dot, and I will change it to class. Okay, so I can access the count and I can access the buttons also. Okay, so if you are not if you have not written, just copy this part and then also put these two lines, and then we'll go further. I'll give you 1 minute to write down these two lines. Okay, so I hope you have completed these two lines. Now let's move further. So since I have to do something on the click of the button, so I will take this button and I will put the event listener on that one. So to put the event listener on that one, I will say buttons dot add event listener, and then first parameter is on what you want to put the event listener. The answer is click. So when someone will click the subtract, reset, or add button, it will go to the buttons because of the bubbling effect. And what is the second parameter? Second parameter is a function which will be called, which has E as an event in it. And I don't want the capture event, so I will leave the third parameter as it is. I will only put two parameters in it. One is a click and one is a function. So what will happen when when someone click any of the button? So when someone click any of button, I will just do console.log of E, and now I will write down some if statements. So what will be the if statement? If statement will be if e.target, and target has ID, class, or class list. So I will check here class list as we did yesterday in the third number. We did class list here like this one. We will be using same way to access the class list here in this one. So I'll say e.target dot class list dot contains, and contains I will check whether subtract is there, then I'll put contains subtract. So that means someone click the subtract button, I will be inside this if condition. And here what I will say now I have to increase the 0 to I have to decrease the 0 to -1 because this is a subtract. So how to decrease this part to -1? So to access this 0, I will be using a keyword which you will see like this. So I will take the count. Since I have to update this count part, so I will use this count, whatever I have written in the line 24 count. I'm putting count, and count has one keyword, and that is called inner HTML. And what I will do, I will decrease that inner HTML. I will say minus minus. So whenever someone click the subtract button, whatever value I have here, I will do minus of that value. Okay, now similarly I will copy this and I will paste 2 times. Second time I will check someone has clicked add button or not. If someone has clicked add button, I will just make count.innerHTML to plus plus. And if someone has clicked the reset one, then I will make count.innerHTML is equal to 0. So when someone will click subtract, I will minus whatever value is there, I will minus 1. And when someone will click add, I will add 1 value to it. And when someone will click the reset, I will make it 0. Now let's see it works in the browser. How it works in the browser. So let me open the browser. Okay, so this is the browser. Let me refresh. So now you will see 0 is displayed on the left side. Now check what will happen when I click subtract. When I click subtract, I can see E, whatever I had done, the console.log of E, that is this one. I will delete that part. And let's do again. Subtract, it's going -1. Subtract -1. If I do reset, it's going to 0. And if I click add, it's going 1. I can add multiple values. So this is how I build this application. We have to do little more in this application, but this is the first part of the application, that when you click subtract, you do -. When you do reset, you do 0. And when you do add, you add it. So just finish this button part and see if it is working as I showed you. I'll give you 2 minutes to. Okay, what's inner HTML? Okay, question is what's inner HTML? So generally whenever we have the element like button or count, whatever inside it is there, it can be accessed using the inner HTML. So for the count, I have this div tag. So whatever inside this div tag is there, I can access it using the inner HTML. If I put inner HTML, it will take HTML part also. So for example, in the button case, when I do inner HTML, it will take all the HTML tag also. Like button tag will also appear. But there is another command, a keyword called as count.inner. Okay, it's not showing here. So let's forget about that one now. I will check why it's not coming here. But right now, what is inner HTML is here? Inner HTML is something which I see inside this div tag. So it is 0. What is the inner HTML for buttons? All 3 buttons are the inner HTML. Inner HTML is called content. Content inside the count. And for the buttons, content inside the buttons is inner HTML for the buttons. But I don't need the buttons inner HTML because it is no use for me in this project. So I have only used the count of inner HTML. Whenever I say inner HTML, it means it's taking this 0 value. Whatever value we have. So tomorrow, the value is updated to 10, then I can take 10. It is kind of, you can accessing the element in the HTML page. So everyone done with this one? Is it working? Okay. Writing a different thing, is it working? Okay. Whenever you say done, I believe that it is working in the browser. Okay. Now let's make it little more interesting by doing some more stuff. So what things I want to do now? I want to change the color of this one. I want to change the color of this one. When I click add, I want to give some color. But when I subtract below 0, I want to give different color. And with the reset, I want to give different color. So let's do that one. We have to change the color based on if it is greater than 0 or less than 0 or it is equal to 0. So to change the color, I will write one function. So maybe I can say function set color. And here I will check. Maybe I can, I'll not pass right now anything, but I can pass what color I want, maybe value. Or which, I can pass different thing. I'll not talk about that right now. So in the set color, what I will do, I will check if count.innerHTML is greater than 0, then I will give some color. I will give some color to the count.innerHTML. Okay. So, and I will check else if count.innerHTML is less than 0, I will give some different color. And when we don't have greater or less than 0, I will put it in the else condition, and here I will give another color. Okay, so when count.innerHTML is greater than 0, how to give the color to this one? So to give the color to this one, we have element count which can access this element. Now there is a property called a style property for the count. So I can say count.style. There is a style property for the count, though it is not coming in the autocomplete, but it is there. So I'll say count.style dot color is equal to, maybe I can say, blue. So what I'm doing, I'm taking this count, I'm taking the style, and in the style I can access any CSS property. Okay, so when I say count.style, I can access any CSS property, and I change it to the blue color. And for the second case, I will say count.style dot color is equal to red. So if it is less than 0, the color of the count will become red. So I do the count.style. Style is any CSS property I can put. Color, background color, margin, padding. I can use any property here, and I can change it here. And third case, I will do count.style.color is equal to black. So in one case it will be black, in second case it will be red, and in third case it will be blue. Now I have to call this set color. I have to call this set color after I am done with this part. So here I can individually write it, or I can do it separately directly in the bottom, because it has to be called in all the three cases. So I will also call the set color. So whenever someone click it, after the count has changed, I will call the set color, and in the set color it will check if it is greater than 0, it will give the color of blue, otherwise red, otherwise black. So let me show you here. Since it is 0, so it is black, and initially it is black only. So if I click add, you will see the color is changed to blue. And if I do reset, and if I go subtract, it is red color. It is red color. So it is blue color. It is red color. Okay, so you also add this function and call this function in this one, in this event listener. Let me know once it is done. Okay, try maybe, can you share your code? I don't know why it's blue. It should not be blue. Have you called this check? Have you called this set color? Have you called this properly? Check that, and if you cannot find it, just paste the code. Okay, you got it. Okay, so this was the small project. Though it is very small project, we learned a lot. What we learned? We learned the bubbling effect. So this is the bubbling effect in practice. That is, we click the reset button, goes to the button. So this is called the bubbling effect. We did the delegation. That is, when I click this, it delegates the click to this one. That is called delegation. We saw how to use the inner HTML. We saw how to call the inner HTML. We created a function and used that function in my another function. So we learned a lot of things. Though it's a simple project, but it gives us tremendous learning experience. Okay, so tomorrow we will do the same thing in the React.js. So what I will do, I'll just create one project in the React, but I will not use it today. I will do it tomorrow. So we can also go to terminal. In the terminal, we'll go to our React folder, React.js folder, and we have two projects already in that one. So if you want, you can use any of the project, but for me, I will just create another project now for this one. And these two projects I will delete. I don't want this one. This one was only to show you how to create the React. I will be creating new project now for our tomorrow's task. So you can also create a new project today, but we will use it tomorrow. So let's go to the React folder, and here I will create a new project. I will say npx create React app. I will say create React app, and then I will give the name of the project called as project0001. Same thing what I give in the JavaScript, I will give it here. And then it will take 3 to 4 minutes to create the project. And we will do same project what we did today. We will do same project tomorrow in the React, so that you will learn. This is simple project and it is easy to learn, and you will learn a lot of things in React also. Every day you will learn something new. So don't try to miss anything, any lecture. And in couple of days, I will also take the test for the character map problems. So make sure you do every day that 2 problems. 2 means every day 6 problems are there. Every day 2 to 10 you have to do. Okay, everybody is getting the color red, black, blue, or someone is not getting, or increment is going properly, or there is some problem that you can ask the question if your code doesn't work. So my project is getting created. I will delete my project 1 because I don't want that project 1. I will also delete project 2 because those were learning projects. I don't want to concern about that. So you can also start running the project, create React app. So you can create project today, but we will work it tomorrow. Deleting my something problem in that one. I'll delete directly. So everybody understood this project, small project? Any problem in understanding? Is it clear? So no need to buy hard this project, but at least you should know what we are doing with this count. We are accessing it here. What we are doing with the buttons, we are using bubbling and delegation using this part. What we are doing with this function color, we are calling this function after we increase the count or decrease it. Yeah, I think it's going on. It will take 3 to 4 minutes to complete it. Still going on. Still going on. Still going on. Okay, so it's done. I'll just check if it is working and then we'll close this session today. I'll go to that project directory and then I'll say just npm start. Once I see npm start, it will start in the local of 3000 and I will be able to see in the browser. Okay, starting. Give me 1 or 2 minutes. It will start. Those who want the code for this project, I have created a website. I will give you in the chat. You can access it. And I'll also give you in the React group. Okay, so it's saying 3000 port is already used. You want to use another port? I'll say yes. Maybe my 3000 is already running from different Visual Studio Code. So I'll say yes. So it will open in the port 3001. Okay, now it is started. I'll show you. I'll create a new page. So this warning is coming. You can just ignore it. Okay, now I can see. So I can see this page, and tomorrow we will edit this page to look like this one. And since this is a vanilla JavaScript, I will be able to do same thing in the React.js. So we will do same thing what I have done here in the React.js here. Any questions?